Walk a Crooked Mile from 1948 tells the story of the intrepid FBI agents who are working diligently to infiltrate a communist spy ring who have nefarious plans to smuggle top scientific secrets. There's murder, intrigue, and copious location footage from San Francisco. Well, let's take a look at this one, shall we? So the story begins here with an FBI agent, one who had been guarding a secret nuclear physics lab, is found murdered. So the FBI, they send in an agent Dan O'Hara, played by Dennis O'Keefe. Now he's going to lead the investigation, but he's going to team up with a Scotland Yard exchange agent, Scotty Grayson, played by Lewis Hayward. So the two are going to work together to find the killer, find out what's going on here. So in the course of their investigation, they set up their surveillance and they managed to track down a character, Igor Braun, played by Onslow Stevens. Now he's an artist who has been exporting paintings, but they are ones that, when viewed with an ultraviolet light, reveal secret formulas that have been stolen from the Lakeview lab. Ah, sneaky. So once it's completed, Braun sends this painting off for shipping, and the agents learn that it's headed to London. Now, Braun, finished with his work, he heads to Los Angeles where he meets with Adolf Misner, played by actor Grandin Rhodes, who heads a communist spy ring. And as part of his evil crew, there's Raymond Burr as the evil Krebs. You know he's evil because he's got a beard. Well, the agents are able to determine that someone at the Lakeview Labs is a traitor. But who is it? They determine that the paintings are being sent from a laundry service. So Grayson goes undercover, and he notices a handkerchief that's being slipped into a box. So when Krebs leaves with this box, he gets clobbered by O'Hara, who takes the box back to the FBI, where they are able to locate a code that had been hidden on the handkerchief. Well, Krebs eventually comes to, and he reports back to his comrades that this suspicious character Grayson from the laundromat, something about him that didn't seem right. So they track him down, they go to his place, and give him a good smackdown, trying to determine who he really is. And it's not looking good for him, but soon O'Hara arrives, and the two are able to overpower these bad guys. The agents are eventually able to determine who the traitor is, and they plan to flush him out. But can they outsmart these clever and dangerous communists? Well, I don't want to give any more away, but the film builds to its conclusion with an exciting chase scene, and there's a shootout as the agents try to bring down this evil group of spies and their fiendish plan to steal nuclear secrets. Walk a Crooked Mile was produced by Columbia Pictures and was directed by Gordon Douglas with some excellent cinematography by George Robinson. Another title for this film was FBI Meets Scotland Yard, which is a pretty fitting title, as the story at its core is largely about these two agents, one American, one British, both working together. It's interesting how the film is almost documentary style, because there's a constant narrative that goes through the film given by Reed Hadley. And I actually like that a lot, as it helped give a structure to the narrative. My thoughts on the film is that this was an enjoyable espionage drama. I don't really watch very many of these on my channel, so it was fun to sample some G-Man noir, this being some early Cold War espionage from the 40s. And as mentioned, one of the things I loved about the film was the great footage that we see from the streets of San Francisco as the story unfolds. Again, I'm just a nut for location footage. I think they did a great job of capturing the realistic feel of the agents tracking a man through the city. Felt like you were really there. And I really enjoyed following this investigation as well. It could almost feel at times like you were watching a police procedural, with all of the investigators puzzling over the codes that are hidden in paintings with their science labs, and the agents pursuing their suspects and finally putting all of the pieces together. And, the pacing was good for the film, and the build-up to the end of the film was excellent with that big shootout. I thought that Dennis O'Keefe and Lewis Hayward both paired well as the investigators working together. It's interesting, I caught Dennis O'Keefe recently in the movie T-Men, where he plays a different kind of agent. And just for a little background that you didn't ask for, a T-Man was a Treasury Department agent focusing on things like counterfeiting crimes, and a G-Man is an FBI agent, or more broadly, any federal law enforcement officer. So Lewis Hayward was in this film, and I caught him very recently when I did the review of Duffy of San Quentin. And what a wild difference in that the San Quentin film, he's this tough American inmate, and here he's just this smooth-speaking English detective. Acting, I know, but I thought he was great in the film. Walk a Crooked Mile from 1948 was an enjoyable, semi-documentary feeling espionage drama about an FBI agent and a Scotland Yard inspector working together to bring down a group of communists who are attempting to steal atomic secrets. The narration, again, really made this feel real. Like maybe you were watching a documentary, but it isn't. It's just a crime film. I enjoyed the investigation and how piece by piece they put things together to stop the spy network. Yeah, I thought it was beautifully filmed with plenty of San Francisco, and it was an excellent bit of spy noir. It's worth checking out.